Yo, what's up, folks? This Impact, and I want to take this time to welcome you back to the Hurt Business 101. Let's get right into this video, man. Today's video, I want to discuss a heavyweight bout that I'm really excited about. And this fight is between two of the most skillful heavyweights and the most skillful boxers that you can find in the sport today, particularly for heavyweights to be able to do what these guys do, and that is the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Let's get right into this video. Man, this fight is going to be a banger. I'm really excited about this because as a hardcore boxing fan and as a guy that really appreciates the science, the cerebral part of boxing, I really can appreciate this one. But also, this is going to give something to the casual fans as well because of the mentality of both guys, and Tyson Fury is always going to give you a show. I mean, even the build up to the fight, the lead up to the fight, I mean, everything about it, his ring entrances, his presence, he really is a guy that kind of captivates everybody with everything that he does when it comes to the sport. Let's get into this breakdown. I'm going to speak about Tyson Fury real quick. Tyson Fury is the most skillful, agile boxer that I've ever seen at that size. And I'm not just saying 6'9". I'm gonna say anyone from like 6'5" on up. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this guy can move, has the agility of like a middleweight. He's bendy at the waist. He has good footwork. He's fast-footed. He's fast-handed. He knows how to block, parry, counter, set up things, use his jab, let off combinations. He is the total package, and I really love to watch Tyson Fury fight. Tyson Fury is one of those guys who, at 6'9", you really would think that, you know, he needs to keep the fight on the outside pretty much at all times and not let his shorter opponents get on the inside of him. But that's not true. He can control the range. And earlier on in his career, he did more controlling the range, not letting guys on the inside. But you can see as the fights went on, he got more experience. You can see that he was working. And that's another thing that kind of sets him apart is he's continued to add to his game and get better. He started getting real good at throwing short punches. So even though shorter guys would try to get on the inside of him, it came to a point where he wouldn't just tie these guys up and push them off and start over again. He actually started being able to throw short shots. And here's where sometimes you see trainer-fighter duos just be a match made in heaven and they mesh right away and got that chemistry. Since he got with Sugar Hill Stewart, he started sitting down on his punches. And now he's also a power puncher. So now when you get into all of the other things he can do, all of the defense he has, all of the foot movement, all of the things that he can do in the ring, jab, smart, all of this stuff, now you add the power punching, and it's a tall task for anybody to beat this guy. And he's knocking guys out with short shots. So when you see the smaller guys getting on the inside of him, that's going to always be the strategy. You got to get close to him because at 6'9", he's going to beat you from the outside every day of the week, twice on Sunday. There's no way you're going to beat him from the outside. You know what I mean? So you need to close the distance on him. But with him throwing short shots hard enough and being able to smother guys and lay on them, he really knows how to fight great on the inside, which is a surprise. Not a surprise to me watching him because I've seen him do it, but it's a surprise when you see a guy at that size with that height and length being able to do it. Also, when a fighter's dream scenario of getting him against the ropes or getting him backed up into a corner happens, he's still able to somehow use the ropes to dip, slide, parry, and not get hit, and he doesn't panic. He's not being rushed. He's never rushed. He's going to stay doing what he does. And then he's also able to slip, slide, and then turn a guy out of the corner. His ability to fight offensively and defensively in tight spaces with that height and that length really sets him apart and really makes him one of the more special heavyweights that I've ever seen. Because in tight or from long range, you got a hard problem. He's setting things up with his jab. He's not really a guy who does a lot of leads. He doesn't throw his lead right hand a lot. He's going to mostly set everything up with the jab. He'll walk you into something, and you know what I mean? That's generally how he starts off, you know what I mean? That's how he generally starts off the trouble for his opponents. He sets things up off the jab, and then he gets his momentum going. He gets into a groove, and then it's kind of like a snowball from there. Oleksandr Usyk. I really like Oleksandr Usyk's style. Oleksandr Usyk, he was a cruiserweight, and being as though he came up in weight to heavyweight, he brings a lot of his cruiserweight advantages into the ring against these guys. So he's big enough to fight heavyweight, but the combination punching, being fast with his feet, and he's really good technically. You know what I mean? That Ukrainian school, they do a really good job at preparing those fighters to be really good technical boxers. You know what I mean? He works behind his jab, but he is one of those guys who will use his lead left. He's a southpaw, so he uses his lead left hand a lot. And one thing about Usyk, so this fight is going to be a righty versus the lefty. Usyk is a southpaw. Fury is standing in a conventional stance. This is a little technical, but it's okay. So generally when a southpaw is fighting an orthodox fighter, you'll see constant jockeying for position, right? The left-handed fighter and the right-handed fighter, their lead feet are on the same side. So what you'll see is the southpaw trying to keep his right foot on the outside of the right-hander's lead left, and you'll see the right-hander trying to keep his lead left on the outside of the southpaw's lead right. And generally, it's ongoing throughout the match. They're constantly jockeying for that position. The southpaw wants to set up the angle for his straight left. The conventional fighter wants to set up the angle for his straight right. And that's how they achieve that perfect angle. The thing that Usyk does that helps him with that is generally the guys take the step to the outside and then start firing off their shots in their lead left and things like that once they get the outside angle. Usyk does not wait until after the step to fire his shot. Usyk has a really good way. You can go back and watch some of his film if you would like to really get a feel for what I'm saying for yourself. He'll step and he'll lean to the right. Generally, a fighter is expecting a right hook to his body or something coming from the right hand up top. Usyk steps and throws the lead left in one motion. So it's no real pause in between him taking the step and throwing the shot. So he's able to get the shot off before his opponent tries to reestablish their own position on the outside of his foot. So, and then oftentimes he'll step right and lean right and throw the punch all together. He'll put that whole thing together. So he's really creating double the angle because he's already getting the angle from the step, but he also leans with the step and he throws the straight left before his opponent can try to reestablish a better position in the angle. And then after he does that, he turns and starts it all over again. So there's a lot of complications that Usyk causes his opponents because he brings a lot of that technical boxing ability along with him being used to fighting at a smaller weight to the ring with him. And that causes some heavyweights problems. I mean, you know, we have seen him in trouble. We had seen him in trouble against Dubois, which I don't believe that was a low blow. That was a good, clean shot. But, you know, we'll move past that. But you know, the size of these guys will cause him a problem if they know how to use the size and the weight correctly and they're confident enough to go in there and get dirty with him without being worried about him having the faster hands beating them to the punch. Even being a bigger guy like Joshua and guys like Dubois and Joshua, yeah, they were bigger, more physically stronger guys than Usyk. But just because they get on the inside with him, he's still beating them to the punch because he has quicker reflexes. He has He can beat them to the punch in the exchanges. So he's not as worried about getting hit with a big shot because he knows he can get his to them before they can get theirs to him. The problem Usyk is going to run into against Tyson Fury, which leads me into my prediction, is him fighting on the outside. This is what he does well. Usyk starts his things from the outside. He softens his opponents up on the outside. He tries to frustrate them from the outside, but he does his most damage once he gets their timing and he gets their cadence down from the outside. He steps on the inside, and that's where he lands his harder shots when he wants to try to throw a guy off the cliff. He wants to try to finish a guy or put some hurting on a guy. The problem comes in is for him against Fury is the fact that I don't see him being able to soften Fury up from the outside because he really needs to get inside of Fury to cause any problems. That outside, the starting to fight off on the outside and softening the guy up to the inside, I don't see that working against Fury. He's too tall. He knows how to control range too well, and he's too smart. And his defense is too good for that. Usyk is equally going to be matched in skill here, but he's going to be outgunned when it comes to size and strength. Now, when Usyk tries to step in and do his damage, well, guess what? Tyson Fury also is really strong on the inside with those short punches he throws, and I believe he'll use mauling tactics on Usyk, leaning on Usyk, putting extra strain on his back by leaning down on him, using his arms to press down on the back of his neck to put strain on his back and his legs to actually wear him down. And I believe this is the part of the fight where Usyk is going to be in trouble. I don't see this thing ending early because, like I said, I think it's going to take a while. We may go to a decision here, but we could see a Tyson Fury stoppage late in the fight due to the fact that Usyk will probably be like worn out from all of the mauling and the physical strength on the inside with Tyson Fury. So my prediction is a really nice technical battle for real pure boxing fans. But I think down the stretch, the casual fans are going to really get their hurt that they're looking for from these guys. I think we are going to get a bit of a brawl breaking out at some times, but really a real cerebral matchup between two of the most skillful guys in boxing. But I'm taking Tyson Fury to defeat Oleksandr Usyk in this showdown. That's my prediction. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of the Hurt Business 101. You know what they say. It's no business like show business, but I say it's no business like the hurt business. 1-0-1, done.